You hear cavalry can't win against numbers. You hear terrain decides battles. You hear starving cities always fall. Spring 621, Hulao Pass, Tiger Gate, 3,500 black armored riders against 100,000 warlord troops. The pass holds. The city starves. The relief force marches. This is how 30,000 Tang riders destroyed 100,000 warlord armies and decided who rules China. 618. The Sui Dynasty collapses. Emperor Yang dead, assassinated. 16 years of war bleed China dry. Grain canals choked, tax collectors murdered. Armies break into bandit packs. By 620, three powers carve the heartland. Li Yuan holds Chang'an, declares Tang Dynasty, calls himself Emperor Gaozu. His second son, Li Shimin, age 22, commands the armies. East, Wang Shichong crowns himself Emperor of Zheng, rules from Luoyang, the eastern capital, fortified for 800 years. North, Dou Jiande controls Hebei, calls his state Xia, commands veterans from a decade of rebellion. Henan and Hebei, the Yellow River Plain, whoever takes it unifies China. Cut the Yellow River Valley to the sea. Isolate northern warlords from southern Rice. Force Wang Shichong into siege. The advance covers 200 li in 3 weeks. September, Tang forces ring Luoyang. Fortified camps in every approach, siege engines assembled. Wang offers partition, Li refuses, only total submission. The monks of Shaolin Monastery, 15 li northwest on Mount Huanyuan, watch Wang's signal tower on Cypress Valley Estate. The estate overlooks Luoyang, strategic high ground. Wang seized it from the monks, garrisoned it, planted troops. 13 monks led by priest Ji Cao attack at night. They use staffs, spears, bare hands. They capture the estate. They take Wang Renzi, Wang's nephew. The signal tower goes dark. Tang gains the heights. Wang isolated. Inside Luoyang, 30,000 households dwindle to 3,000 families. People sift dirt for food traces. They bake mud cakes mixed with rice chaff. 1 piece of silk trades for 3 liters of grain. Wang holds 30,000 prisoners in his palace. By February, barely 3,000 survive. Tang siege engines pound walls daily, catapults, crossbow batteries. But Luoyang's defenses, built under 6 dynasties, hold. Tang casualties mount. Wang's bows and catapults inflict losses from the walls. Both sides bleed. Stalemate. Wang sends envoys north to Dujiande. History's detailed analysis published without specific date, but citing David Graff's 2000 work, Warfare in Chinese History, the Book of Tang, compiled 945, and the Ziji Tongjian, compiled 1084 by Sima Guang. These are the core dynastic histories and modern military analyses, cross-referenced with archaeological evidence from the 728 stele at Shaolin Temple that records the monks' participation. Now back to the information. April 621, Wang's situation critical. Now Du moves. He assembles 100,000 troops, some sources claim 120,000. Veterans who fought Sui armies since 611. He marches west along the Yellow River, infantry on the banks, supply ships parallel in the water, spectacular logistics. Former warlord Meng Haigong's defeated forces absorbed into the column. The army stretches for Lai. Dou claims 300,000 in messages to intimidate Tang. Real number, between 100,000 and 120,000. Emperor Gaozu in Chang'an orders withdrawal, cannot risk both sons. Li Shimin sends his secretary Feng Dai back to Chang'an with counter-argument. If we withdraw now, Wang recovers, refortifies, becomes permanent threat. We siege Luoyang 8 months, thousands dead, resources spent. Withdraw now, it's all wasted. We must finish this. Gaozu reverses the order, continue the siege. Leaves his younger brother Li Yuanji with the majority to maintain Luoyang's siege. He takes 3,500 elite cavalry east, destination Hulao Pass. Tiger Gate, 60 li east of Luoyang, Mountain Gateway. Yellow River north, Mount Song south. The pass controls access from Hebei to the Luoyang Plain, natural choke point, fortified since Warring States period 400 years before. The name Hulao, Tiger Cage, comes from King Mu of Zhou trapping a tiger here, ancient legend. Also called Wulao Pass during Tang, because Li Hu, Emperor Gaozu's grandfather, created naming taboo on the word Hu. Also Sishui Pass from the river. 3 names, 1 location, modern Xinjiang County, Henan. At the core, 1,000 men in black armor, black robes, black lamellar plates, the Xuanjia cavalry, black armor, elite shock troops, Li Shimin's personal guard, selected from thousands through brutal trials, physical tests, strength competitions, archery accuracy, horseback lance strikes, endurance rides. Only the best survive selection, commanded by 4 generals, Qin Shibao, Cheng Zhijie, Yu Qigong, Zhai Zhangsun, legends already. These men defected from rival warlords, impressed by Li Shimin's leadership. Qin Shubao served Wang Shichong first, switched sides after seeing Tang discipline. Yu Qigong fought for Liu Wuzhou, captured after defeat. Li Shimin recognized his talent, recruited him personally. Cheng Zhijie, former bandit turned elite warrior. Zhai Zhongsun, aristocrat who chose military service. 4 commanders, 4 different backgrounds, united by Li Shimin's vision. They trained their men relentlessly. Formation drills, charge practice, weapon maintenance, horse care. The bond between rider and mount critical. Each Xuanjia warrior knows his horse intimately. Years together, trust absolute. The horses, northern breeds, taller than southern stock, stronger. Fed grain, not just grass. Conditioned for burst speed and sustained gallops. Selection matters for mounts too. The armor costs 20 times standard cavalry equipment. Combines lamellar and scale elements. Protects torso, arms, sometimes thighs. Construction reveals sophistication. Each lamellar plate, iron 2 to 4 millimeters thick, rectangular or trapezoidal, approximately 5 by 8 centimeters. Holes punched along edges for leather cord lacing. Rows overlap downward, range design, arrow deflection optimized. Interior padding, felt or thick cloth, absorbs impact. Weight distributed across shoulders and waist. Total armor weight, 15 to 20 kilograms. Heavy but manageable for trained warriors. Manufacture requires skilled armorers. Weeks per suit. Explains the cost. Explains why only 1,000 equipped. The black color psychological, not just aesthetic. Iron treated with oil and carbon during forging. Creates dark surface, prevents rust. Also intimidates. Enemy sees black mass approaching, primordial fear triggered. Tang propaganda exploits this. Stories circulate about Xuanjia invincibility. Arrows bounce off. Spears can't penetrate. Partially true, good armor reduces casualties significantly, but psychological impact equally important. Dao's troops see them coming. Many break before contact. Horses unarmored, maintaining speed. The philosophy, heavy light cavalry. Armored riders on fast horses, balance protection with mobility. Can stow armor on spare horses during long marches. Weapons include specially designed long spears, iron lances, swords. The Xuanjia charge in tight formation, Li Shimin at the front, terrifying psychological impact. Black wave, thunder, enemies break before contact. Wang Shichong watches from Luoyang's walls. Tang cavalry riding east. He could attack, slash the siege lines. He hesitates, fatal indecision. Dojiande's vanguard arrives at the pass. They could assault immediately. Tang riders just arrived, exhausted from forced march. They don't. Another fatal mistake. Li Shimin fortifies, digs in, positions troops on the heights, controls the gateway. Days pass, skirmishes, probes. Tang casualties from arrows. Li Shimin knows he's outnumbered 30 to 1, maybe more. He needs to break Dao's will, not his army. Dao's general's furious. Li Shimin writes a letter to Dao, mixes historical grievances with threats, references Tang mercy in previous conflicts. Subtle message: submit now, live, fight, die. Du ignores it. Yu Qigong, one of the 4 Xuanjia commanders, performs a legendary feat. He encounters Wang Shibian, Wang Shichong's brother, leading reinforcements from Luoyang. Single combat. Yu Qi knocks him from his horse, captures him. Takes Emperor Yang's prized warhorse, Black Stallion, famous throughout Sui Dynasty. Tang troops erupt. Dao's forces watch. Doubt creeps. His wife Empress Cao advises attacking Tang prefectures in southern Shaanxi, cut their rear. Secretary General Ling Jing agrees. Force Tang to split attention. Dao rejects it. He came to break the siege. March on Luoyang. Show Tang strength. Infantry center. Cavalry wings. Banners everywhere. Drums. Gongs. 100,000 men in formation. The ground shakes. Tang forces hold the pass. 3,500 riders against 100,000. The odds impossible. But Li Shimin studied terrain, studied his enemy, studied timing. The battle begins. Xia troops advance. They climb the approaches. Steep terrain, mud from recent rain, arrows from Tang positions, spears, crossbow bolts. Continuous fire. The advance slows, bodies pile. Xia forces press harder, wave after wave. Tang lines hold. Hours pass. Morning becomes midday. The sun climbs. Heat intensifies. Xia soldiers in full battle gear, heavy armor, no shade. They stand in formation, waiting for orders. Thirst, exhaustion, doubt. The Xia infantry, overextended, strained by logistics, tired from weeks camped in hostile territory, exhausted from hours under sun, begins to fragment. This is the moment. Li Shimin gives the order. Cavalry assault. Now. The Xuanjia heavy cavalry leads. 1,000 black-armored riders. Wedge formation. Li Shimin at the tip. The charge launches from Mount Banju, high ground south of the pass. Thunder. The sound builds. Hooves. 1,000 horses. Speed accelerates. The wedge aims at the weakened Xia center. Impact. The Zhuangjia smashes through. Spears punch through infantry. Horses trample. Momentum carries them deep. Behind, the remaining 2,500 Tang cavalry follows. The hole widens. Xia center collapses. Panic spreads. Both armies see them. Black flags on the heights. Xia soldiers trapped. Tang cavalry behind them. Eastern cliffs ahead. Yellow River north. Nowhere to run. 3,000 Xia troops die in the field. The pursuit kills more. 50,000 surrender. Mass capitulation. Dao Jiande, wounded, tries to cross the Yellow River, captured. Li Daozong and Zhang Baoxiang take him. The battle ends, Hulao secured. 100,000 warlord troops defeated. Tang casualties minimal, the victory total. Li Shimin returns to Chang'an. Victory procession. Emperor Gaozu awards him the title Grand General of Heavenly Strategies, Tianze Shangjiang. Unique honor, grants him 3 mints to coin his own money. The political consequences unfold fast. The execution backfires. Winter 621, Liu Heita, Dou's cavalry commander, raises rebellion in Hebei. Claims to avenge Dao. Former Xia territory erupts. Liu defeats several Tang generals. Li Shentong, Li Xiaochang, Li Shiji all lose battles. Takes back almost all Hebei, declares himself Prince of Handong. Emperor Gaozu sends Li Shimin and Li Yuanji. 622, Li Shimin defeats Liu by flooding his army with water from Ming River near Ming Prefecture, modern Handan. Liu flees to Eastern Turks, rebellion suppressed, but the damage done, harsh execution policy created resistance. Wang's extended family executed, Zheng faction dissolved, the Tang eliminating threats, selective clemency for some, death for others. Policy creates both loyalty and resistance. Graphs 2000 analysis. Jia forces, 100,000 to 120,000 per multiple sources, including the Book of Tang. Casualties, Xia loses 3,000 killed in battle, tens of thousands in pursuit and drowning attempts at Yellow River, 50,000 captured per Ziji Tongjian, completed 1084. Tang casualties, minimal, not specified in surviving records, but described as comparatively contained in modern analyses. The ratio, brutal, the tactical execution, perfect. Archaeological finds from Tang tombs show cavalry lances, averaging 2.5 meters, iron tips, ashwood shafts, swords mostly Dao, single-edged sabers worn on left hip. Some Jian, double-edged straight swords, but rarer. Crossbows and supporting infantry, effective range 225 meters per military manual Tongdian, compiled 801, could hit targets at 345 meters half the time. Composite bows, horn and sinew, pull weight 60 to 80 pounds. Horse equipment, stirrups standard by Tang, iron or bronze, crucial for mounted combat stability. Saddles with high cantle and pommel for secure seat during charges. Bits and bridles allow precise control. Pass width restricts battlefield frontage. Dao's numerical advantage negated. Can't deploy 100,000 men in narrow gap. Maybe 10,000 engage at once. Rest weight in reserve. Li Shimin uses this. Hold the gateway. Force enemy to attack uphill into prepared positions. When Xia troops exhaust themselves, counterattack downhill with concentrated cavalry. Momentum from height, speed from horses, shock from armor. The physics favor Tang. The food situation explains the timeline. Luoyang under siege from September 620 to June 621. 9 months. Modern calculations suggest a city Luoyang's size, 60,000 people initially, needs approximately 600 tons of grain monthly. 5,400 tons for 9 months. No grain enters after September. Stored reserves deplete. By March, people eat mud cakes. Silk for 3 liters of grain means hyperinflation. Total supply breakdown. From 30,000 households to 3,000 families. Population decline, 80 to 90%. Some fled, some starved, some killed in fighting. The 30,000 prisoners Wang held down to 3,000 by February, similar 90% death rate. Starvation siege, brutal but effective. Wang had no choice but to wait for relief. Relief arrives, fails. City falls. 600,000 pounds daily. For 30 days, 18 million pounds, 9,000 tons. Transport requires wagons or boats. Dao uses both. Infantry marchbanks. Supplies float in Yellow River boats. But maintaining supply lines, 300 lie long, through potentially hostile territory with Tang raids, nightmare. The longer Dou waits at Hulao, the worse his logistics become. Li Shimin knows this. He waits. Dao forced to attack or retreat. He attacks, loses. 7 years after Hulao, but no serious threat. Tang dominance assured from June 621. Li Shimin's victories establish his reputation, aged 22 at Hulao. Already defeated Sui Rengao, Liu Wuzhou, Suiju's son Sui Rengguo. Hulao crowns him China's preeminent general. Political power follows military power. His brother Li Jiancheng, crown prince, sees the threat. Rivalry grows. July 2nd, 626. Xuanwu Gate Incident. Li Shimin ambushes and kills Li Jiancheng and Li Yuanji, third brother, forces father to abdicate, becomes Emperor Taizong, reigns until 649. Golden Age of Tang begins, but it starts at Hulao. Without that victory, no throne, no Golden Age. The monastery sits on Mount Songshan, 50 li northwest of Luoyang, modern Dingfeng County. Founded 495 AD, by 621 over a century-old, Buddhist center. The Cypress Valley Estate, strategic high ground overlooking Luoyang, granted to Shaolin by Emperor Wen of Sui for farming. Wang Shichong seizes it, garrisons troops, builds signal tower, the monks object. 13 warriors led by head priest Ji Cao attack. The stele erected 728 records their names. Ji Cao, Jin Cao, Huiyong, Tanzong, others. They use staff techniques, spear skills, possibly early kung fu forms, though the term doesn't exist yet. The attack happens during Battle of Hulao, May 28th. They capture Wang Renze, Wang Shichong's nephew, commander at Cypress Valley. They seize the estate. Tang gains the heights. Li Shimin, grateful, later Emperor Taizong, visits the temple, grants them 40 hectares of land, grain supplies, permission to train 500 warrior monks. The stele text includes 38 lines, each 8 characters, written in Emperor Taizong's hand. Line 5 has his name, Shimin, autographed. The inscription survives, physical evidence. The monastery becomes symbol of martial Buddhism. Centuries later, legend grows, mythology obscures history, but the core fact remains. 13 monks, real combat, 621, documented in stone. The 7 Buddhist monasteries Li Shimin ordered, built 629, commemorate 7 major battles, including Hulao. Exact site of Hulao Monastery unknown, likely near the pass. No standing structures remain, but the location confirmed in multiple histories. Gazetteers, local records, maps from Song and Ming dynasties all mark Hulao Pass in same area. Yellow River course shifted over centuries, but the pass location stable. Modern Hulao town marks approximate site. Small museum displays replicas of Tang armor, weapons, battle diagrams. Tourist site now. Chinese government promotes military heritage. But beneath the promotion, real history, real battle, real blood. Commissioned 636, completed 649. 6 stone relief panels depicting 6 war horses Li Shimin rode in major battles. Each horse named, each poem inscribed. One horse, Shifachi, ridden at Hulao, yellow with white hooves, injured by 5 arrows during the battle. The poem reads, "With great determination I pacified Luoyang. Through battle I subdued rebels, I returned victorious." Another, Telebiao, yellow and white spotted, also at Hulao, wounded by arrows. The poems and reliefs commissioned by Li Shimin to commemorate his victories immortalize his steeds. The stones, massive, 2 meters tall, carved in high relief, originally adorned tomb entrance. Now 5 in Bailin Museum, Xi'an. 1, Saluzzi, in University of Pennsylvania Museum since 1918, looted, never returned. The steeds, physical evidence of Li Shimin's campaigns, Hulao included, archaeological confirmation. Wait for enemy exhaustion, then strike. Elite forces trained and equipped properly outperform larger, mediocre armies. Combined arms, infantry hold position, cavalry strike, decisive blow. Logistics, win wars. Dao supply lines overextended. Tang interior lines, secure rear, reliable supply from Shaanxi. Political unity essential. Tang loyalty to Li Shimin versus Dao's shaky coalition with Wang. These principles, proven at Hulao, studied by Chinese generals for 1400 years. Included in military academies, referenced in modern Chinese military doctrine. Ziji Tongjian, Comprehensive Mirror to Aid in Government, completed 1084 by Sima Guang, synthesizes multiple sources, provides narrative. These 3 core texts. Modern analyses include David Graff's Medieval Chinese Warfare, published Cambridge University Press 2002, cited extensively. Wikipedia's Battle of Hulao article, updated May 4, 2025, aggregates academic sources. Ancient War History. Websites, multiple detailed analyses published 2024 through 2025, provides tactical breakdowns. Cites graph, official histories, archaeological reports. The 728 stelae at Shaolin Temple, physical artifact, original text survives, photographed, transcribed, confirms monk participation. These sources, primary and secondary, official and academic, textual and physical, converge on same narrative. Hulao Pass, May 28, 621, Li Shimin's 3,500 cavalry defeated Dou Jiandai's 100,000 troops, secured Tang dominance, unified China. Emperor Taizong's reign, Zhenguan era, remembered as model governance. Military expansion. Tang controls Silk Road, dominates Central Asia, defeats Western Turks 657, Eastern Turks 630, absorbs Zuiyantuo, establishes protectorates from modern Vietnam to Afghanistan. Cultural flowering, poetry, art, Buddhism spreads. Chang'an becomes world's largest city, population over 1 million. Economic prosperity, land redistribution, tax reform, Grand Canal completed, trade flourishes. But Hulao makes it possible. Without that victory, Tang remains regional regime. Wang and Du survive, carve China, perpetual warfare. Instead, Li Shimin unifies, stabilizes, builds. The legacy reaches modern era. Chinese historians cite Hulao as turning point. Communist Party uses Tang Dynasty military successes and propaganda, showcase national strength. The numbers impress, ratios impossible, 3,000 versus 100,000. But the execution explains it. Superior leadership, better troops, smarter tactics, perfect timing. His cousin Li Daoxuan, another fight, cuts through enemy army, emerges covered in arrows, looks like porcupine, survives. Yu Qigong, at Hulao, personal valor, captures Wang's brother, takes imperial horse. Qin Shubao, Zheng Zhijie, Zhai Zhengsun, all legends. Men follow these leaders because they see them bleed. The Xuanzhe cavalry, 1,000 men, loyalty absolute. They know Li Shimin shares their risk. He doesn't order charges from rear. He leads them. That loyalty, that cohesion, that trust defeats numbers. Dojiande's 100,000, conscripts, pressed troops, uncertain loyalty. They see their general wounded, captured, they surrender. Tang troops see Li Shimin plant the banner, they fight harder. Leadership decides battles. 3 major powers to 1 in 10 months. China transformed. The speed matters. Protracted war bleeds everyone. Quick, decisive victory saves lives, ends uncertainty, starts recovery. Li Shimin understands this. He forces confrontation. No slow attrition. High risk. Divide forces, take elite troops to Hulao, gamble everything on one battle. It works. Dou defeated, Wang surrenders, Tang wins. But if Dou broke through Hulao, if he reached Luoyang, if Tang siege collapsed, Li Shimin trapped between 2 armies annihilated, Tang Dynasty ends, history changes, the gamble insane, the execution perfect. That's genius. Yellow River, wider now, still curves north. Mount Song still rises south. The gap still narrow. Stand there, imagine 100,000 men trying to push through. Imagine 3,500 cavalry holding it. Imagine the noise, the smell, the terror. Then imagine the charge, black armor, thunder, breaking through. Victory snatched from certain death. That happened here. May 28, 621. 1,404 years ago. Xia casualties, 3,000 killed in battle, 50,000 captured, thousands more died in pursuit and river drownings per official histories. Tang casualties, minimal. Records don't specify exact number, but described as light. Battle duration, hours. Began morning, ended by afternoon per narrative accounts. Siege duration, August 620 to June 621, 9 months, 28 days. Monks at Cypress Valley, 13 warriors documented on 728 stele. Distance Shaanxi to Luoyang, 200 li. Distance Hebei to Hulao, 300 li. Height of Hulao fortifications. Archaeological surveys suggest walls 3 to 5 meters. Xuanzhe cavalry, 1,000 men wearing black armor. 6 steeds of Zhaoling, 6 horses, 5 reliefs in China, 1 in Philadelphia. Emperor Taizong's reign, 626 to 649, 23 years. Tang Dynasty total, 618 to 907, 289 years. Hulao decided the first decades secured the foundation. 1,000 families, 15,000 people. By June 621, 135,000 dead or fled. The prisoners, 30,000 held by Wang, down to 3,000 by February, 27,000 dead in 5 months from starvation. Hulao battle, 3,000 Xia dead on field, but total Xia losses including pursuit and mass surrenders, over 60,000 casualties or captures. Combined Luoyang siege and Hulao battle, close to 200,000 lives lost or displaced. The cost of unification, the price of empire. We sanitize it now, call it decisive victory, strategic triumph. But the bodies piled, the rivers ran red, the mudcakes baked with human suffering. That's the truth behind the numbers. Early Tang cavalry swords from 620 period burials, blade length 70 to 90 centimeters, straight or slight curve, single fuller down center for weight reduction. Spear points, leaf-shaped iron, 15 to 25 centimeters long, socket for shaft insertion. Arrowheads, tanged or socketed, triangular or leaf blade, 2 to 8 centimeters. Armor scales from lamellar, iron or leather, rectangular or trapezoidal, holes punched for lacing, belt plaques, bronze or iron, decorative and functional, horse bits, iron, various styles for control, stirrups, iron, D-shaped or round critical innovation. These items, found in Tang period graves across Shanxi and Henan, physical evidence of military technology. The Hulao warriors used these, not myths, steel and leather and wood and bone. The monastery tablet text survives. Upper front section, Emperor Taizong's edict, 728. During the 4th year of Wude, the era named 618 to 626, on the 30th day of the 4th lunar month, we visited the Shaolin Temple. The monks aided our campaigns. 13 warriors led by Zhurikao captured Wang Renzi at Cypress Valley. Their merit secures Tang victory. We grant 40 hectares and annual grain. Paraphrase based on multiple English translations. Original Chinese classical text dense, 8 characters per line, 38 lines total. The back inscription lists imperial documents from 621, 625, 632, 723. Sequential confirmations of imperial favor. The stone, limestone, approximately 2 meters tall, 1 meter wide, stands in Shaolin Temple grounds, weathered but legible. Tourists photograph it daily. Few understand its significance. This stone proves the battle, proves the monks, proves the emperor's gratitude. Documentary evidence literally carved in stone. Li Shimin implements them. Know your enemy, exploit weakness, choose battlefield, use speed, concentrate forces, psychological dominance, every principle applied at Hulao. Later generals study it, Song Dynasty. Military examinations include Hulao as case study. Ming Dynasty generals reference it, Qing officers analyze it. Modern People's Liberation Army military doctrine cites Tang cavalry tactics. The continuity stunning. 1400 years, same lessons. Mobility, elite forces, decisive action, political unity. It works in 7th century, works in 21st. Human nature unchanged, military fundamentals eternal. Sources suggest he underestimated Tang resolve, overestimated his own strength, poor intelligence on Tang dispositions. But also possible he wanted to rest his own troops, consolidate supply lines, wait for Wang Shichong to sortie from Luoyang in coordination. That coordination never happens. Wang hesitates, Dou hesitates, Li Shimin fortifies. The moment passes, strategic errors compound. But acknowledge Li Shimin got lucky in opponent mistakes. Better to be lucky and good than just good. He's both. Chinese audiences conflate them. But real battle more impressive. Fiction has Lu Bu, superhuman warrior, fight 3 heroes. Reality has Li Shimin, age 22, actual human, defeat actual 100,000 troops with actual 3,000 cavalry. Reality exceeds fiction. That's why it endures. Plaques mention historical significance. The pass itself, geological feature, still there, but modern construction obscures it. The Yellow River, dammed, controlled, no longer wild. Mount Song, Buddhist sacred mountain, Shaolin Temple major tourist destination. Millions visit annually. They come for Kung Fu, rarely think about 621. But the ground remembers, 1400 years. The soil holds fragments, Tang pottery. Corroded iron, bones perhaps, unmarked graves. Archaeology hasn't exhausted the site. Future excavations might reveal mass graves, weapon caches, more physical evidence. Until then, the texts suffice. The stone suffices, the history suffices. P. Fitzgerald calls it one of decisive battles in world history. Modern Chinese historians agree it unifies China, establishes Tang Dynasty, enables Golden Age, proves military principles, inspires 14 centuries of study. The numbers remain shocking. 3,500 cavalry defeat 100,000 troops. The odds 30 to 1. The execution flawless, the result total. Tiger Gate holds, the cavalry charges. The warlord falls, China unified, empire begins. They say starving cities always fall. Spring 621 said otherwise. 3,500 riders, 100,000 warlord troops, Tiger Gate, history, truth.